Right? The coffee.
I don't know.
All right, we'll let you guys help us out.
we have to
What do you guys
figure
think it should be now that we're together?
Married.
We're not together.
Not with each
together.
other.
I mean,
not with each other.
fuck around, find out. You know.
What the fuck?
If you would recommend if you're gonna have a wedding to get a wedding planner? You feel like that's kind of imperative?
Oh, 50 maybe not. I would say maybe like 100 people. Someone needs to be like in check with everything. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that have to be in place, a lot of, you have to guide people, organize things, answer questions, make sure this is working. A lot more food has to take place, a lot more runners, a lot more workers. I mean, it's kind of what is fascinating about life, because everything that you do, I think, kind of trains you for just what life brings you. And I started thinking, because it's like, oh, you're about to get married, like things are going to change, or it's like, the next chapter in your life.
Yeah.
Every important decision in your life, you're going to feel a little intimidated. You're going to feel a little scared. You're going to be kind of,
As you should,
okay,
yeah.
this is change, and I think
what I'm used to, yeah.
it's extremely intimidating, because you probably like, how am I going to do this? I don't know if you kind of feel certain points, like when you're a kid, you're
course.
like, I mean, maybe you have things in play, but you're like, how is this going to happen?
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to another episode of the Coffee Breakup.
Starting Marvin Schultz
And Christian Vieira. It's funny. The other day, someone told me, like, hey, you guys are going to have to start changing the name to your podcast. You guys aren't really about breakups, right? Now that we're both
married.
Exactly.
True,
so who knows, man? Maybe we got a rebrand or something.
Could be. Now I didn't think about it.
Right? The coffee.
I don't know.
All right, we'll let you guys help us out.
we have to
What do you guys
figure
think it should be now that we're together?
Married.
Happy. Not together.
Not with
together.
each other.
I mean,
not with each other.
fuck around, find out. Well, welcome back. Yes. So now we're both married. I just recently got married.
Like a week ago. Literally
About
a week ago.
A week ago.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Saturday.
How are you feeling?
I don't feel like really much has changed, just because life has continued happening.
Yes.
And to a certain point, I don't think it should. I don't think it should be like, oh man, like life sucked before married. Now that I'm married, everything is great. Like I feel like my relationship with her has always been great.
Yeah.
So for me, we're just excited for the honeymoon. And I feel like that's when it's really going to cement, because we're actually going to be together as newlyweds.
Yes.
And I feel like that's when it's actually going to like sink in. And then obviously once we move back, once we come back from the honeymoon, we're going to be moving to a house.
Yes.
Closer to our families. And I feel like that's also a next chapter. So
Very
things
exciting.
are in play.
Very exciting
Things
for
are in play.
2026. Literally going into next year.
Yeah.
Bunch of a new chapter altogether for you guys, you and your wife. I'm excited.
Yeah, and it's such a relief. I mean, leading up to it, because it's like there were so many things that were happening. We tried doing I think we successfully did a backyard wedding. I don't know. What did you think about it?
I was there, and we'll throw a picture on right now. But it was amazing. It was really special.
Some pictures of what it looked like.
We're throwing a couple of pictures, and it was really special. It went by so quick, and I'm like, damn, and it wasn't my wedding, obviously, but it went by so fast. I'm like, oh, I wish we could kind of do this again, like the fun part of it, right? I'm sure.
Did you have fun?
I had a blast.
I had a blast too, actually.
I had a blast seeing everybody. Like now, where we are in life, it's so busy. Like,
sure.
How often do you see people, in your family?
A lot of sacrifices, a lot of people, travel,
exactly,
got out of their comfort zone. My family,
100%,
for them.
But it was great. It was great to see everybody and your parents and Range's parents. Like everybody was there. There's so many people there, and you're like, wow, like it was great for a couple of hours to kind of just forget about everything else that's going on and celebrate you and Christina. So
yeah,
it
was cool, because it's funny because Christina, she's a wedding photographer, so she goes to a bunch of different venues. Sometimes it's churches, sometimes it's outdoors, especially here in Miami, depending on the weather. You get a lot of venues that are kind of nice outside, And she's like, damn, like we were able to make this where it's like nicer than a lot of the venues that she's even shot at. And we did the ceremony on the golf course. We got permission to actually go out there. Yeah. We set up the flowers there. The chairs were all there, and the fact that we had that in the background with the photographer taking pictures through the golf course with the hill, you have a bunker, you have the flag, the whole chorus, beautiful green. Like it was just like different, And the fact that it was literally right in the backyard was like, I feel like also very special. It's almost like their family kind of cemented almost like a legacy of that home, of everything that's gone in there, all the kids that they have, their grandchildren, all the parties that they do, and the fact that they were able to, for their youngest child, their daughter, be able to host a wedding, it's
remarkable.
I think it really is remarkable. It's one of those things that I'm like, wow, man. Like, if I were in her dad's shoes, I would be like, I'm the fucking man.
Yeah. Like, what else could you want out of life than to see your youngest child have, fall in love and successfully marry in your own home, really, like
where everything really started.
Where she grew up. So kind of going full circle in a way. It's nice, man. I think that's the true accomplishment in life.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I had a big realization when I was there of like how many people were there. A lot of those being family members. Well, not so much mine, more hers, but it's just like kind of what you said, like everyone was there. And then my closest friends were there. My family was there. So being able to see like all of that, because I always see like, oh, is it worth it? Having like a wedding.
That's something I was going to
And I'll admit, man, like there's a lot of work that goes into it and a lot of things have to be put in place. Like
so many
drinks have to be there, food, like you're hosting a kind of a big event. At least we have someone, doing that. And it's so much work, but it's like, damn, like how amazing was this? Like everyone was here. Everyone had a good time.
It was super special, yeah.
And that's how we were kind of dodging the rain too, because like also it's outdoors, so the elements were also not really favoring. But
tent.
I'm just like thinking back of everything that happened. It's like it was a lot of work, but it was so beautiful, so nice.
It was stunning, yeah. Like, literally, what we started at 4. I mean, we started obviously our day started super early with everything going on, but people showing up, and it was very special. It was fun. There was like so many details that you don't really think about, but I guess it boils down to was it worth it?
So it was a lot of fun because a lot of people went out of their way to do it, and I think that's what was fun. The DJ was also sick. Casey Chops,
dude. Down.
If you're in Miami, you need to book Casey Chops. Like
phenomenal.
The music was so good, and we're like, hey, we want this, and like everything that we asked for, he was able to mix it in somehow and transition it. Where like even the 80s music that you're into right now, right? Or you've been into. That like transition perfectly where everyone was going crazy on that, and it's like, oh, you wouldn't expect so many people to get like, shit, with the R&B and the hip hop and the dancing, the Spanish music. It was such a good vibe. I think there's a lot of parts in order for it to be as fun as it was, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're willing to just have a regular party, I think it'll be good. But the fact that there was an order to things, there were things where people can go and get a drink over here, drink over there. You got the food. You had people walking around with the hors d'oeuvres. Like there's a lot that goes into it. The nicer you want it and the more things you want, the more it's going to cost, right? I think based on everything that I was told, the wedding was kind of in line. So it was less than what you would do at a venue. Kind of like what we had spent is more of like what a venue would have cost just with the venue alone. And then you have to stack everything on top of that. I think, the fact that it was backyard, we were able to kind of splurge on things to make it as pretty as possible. Yeah. Without like having to worry about, oh shit, but we also have to pay for all this, like the actual vendor. We have to use whatever they want us to use. Like we can't pick our own stuff. True. So we had more control to make it kind of the vision that we wanted. And I think having a little bit of that control was.
But if you usually when you book a venue, it comes with like chairs and tables and stuff like that, no? Which you have to get yourself. So
sure.
How much?
So but again, so that's where it kind of depends. So instead of you getting the venue and then having to use their tables or chairs or being limited on their supply, and it's not even that they have it. Sometimes you still have to pay additional. Like even though they have the venue, you're still gonna have to pay additional for the lights. You're gonna have to use their DJ, but then you have to pay additional for the DJ. You're gonna need to have food. You have to use their food, and you have to pay on top of that. So everything needs to be paid on top of it, and you're limited to whatever vendors that they partner with. Sure. Where us, like, okay, we don't have to pay the venue, so we can splurge a little bit more on making it as pretty as we want rather than being stuck to that. So I think it depends on what it is that you're looking for. Christina being a wedding photographer or like a couples photographer, there were certain things that she wanted to put in there, to make sure that it was her vision. And of course, at the end of the day, even though it's our wedding, a big part of it is kind of, for them and how they want to look.
Sure.
You know how it is.
Sure. So in terms of like a price point, give me like what can you say?
I don't know. I don't know if it's
I know you gotten help from
of course
everybody wants to pitch in, like
sure.
Everybody I got this, I got that. So ballpark.
I'm not sure, dude, but I would say
it must have been at least like 40 grand, no?
Plus or minus, I would say around there with everything, yeah. But like the majority of that comes from the photographer was like almost 10 grand. You know what I mean? Really? It was like 8 grand or something like that. Yeah. Imagine, I'm marrying a photographer. The majority of the budget is going to go to photography. It's going to go to pictures.
Damn.
If you think about it.
How much was it? Seven grand for them?
It's like 7 something. And that's that.
But it's two of them, right? It was two?
Correct.
The
Yeah,
one?
they had a second shooter as well. Like 7,000-8,000, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But then we had the content creator to make sure we had the videos. That was like another price. We had the cake. The cake cost money. The chairs and the knives, the plates, the napkins. Would you want this napkin or this one?
It's a bottom.
It's the same color. No, it's not. It's slightly different.
Look at the light. Turn the light a little bit.
You gotta turn the light on. Yeah, angle it. Yeah, no, you see the difference? Now I see it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, but
everything. I mean, bottom line, it was a good amount, but it was beautiful. It was remarkable, and it was something that you can hold on to for the rest of your life. And that in itself is a blessing. So
we had a blast. We had an amazing time, and honestly, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
If any, maybe the weather a little bit, just so it can be more cooperative, but it's uncontrollable.
Other than that, I think everything was perfect. Did anything happen that you were like, fuck? Well, Christina, she's like, oh man, I wish this.
A little bit.
Really?
So we had planned to do our first dance next to the pool on a hard surface. I mean, we would practice our first dance on a hardwood floor at a studio, a dance studio.
I remember, yeah.
And we had planned to do it. Okay, we're gonna do it on the concrete, like next to the pool, in the pool deck. It's more sturdy, whatever. And then when we got there and we saw how pretty the lights were, right? And it was like we had that open, on
the grass,
the grass, right?
Yeah.
We didn't plan to do it there.
Yeah,
that's not where it was. But then when we looked outside and we saw it, we're like, damn. If we did our dance right in the middle there, where everyone is sitting down rather than standing around the pool deck. Like we would have everyone have to stand up to go by the pool deck. We would have then danced. Everyone would have to sit back down.
Yeah.
She's like, we're fucking doing it there. And I'm like, are you sure? Because we haven't practiced. Like you get caught in the grass and the footings, whatever. Like a lot of stuff that happens. If I could go back in time, I don't know, maybe have a better surface there to dance. It's like the most minuscule thing. But at the end of the day, I'm not one that gets shy or like gets embarrassed or stuff, whatever. Like I took a little bit of, missteps, but it is what it is. We have fun. And it was beautiful. I look at the picture, I look at the videos, and it was like
it was every picture I would see was like better than the previous one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you kind of like you pay for that, and it's what you get. The lessons you guys took, I'm sure that wasn't cheap. Obviously, the photography, etc., and all that's up, but it comes down to one day where it all kind of has to fall into place, and it certainly did.
And it happened. And also, shout out to Fanny, or Moonlight Events, I would say.
Yeah.
She was also on point, making sure everything was going smooth. Every single time I had a question, she had a fucking answer to it.
So if you would recommend, if you're going to have a wedding, to get a wedding planner? You feel like that's kind of imperative?
Oh, so it depends on the size of the wedding. Like we had 140 people. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that have to be in place. A lot of, you have to guide people, organize things, answer questions, make sure this is working. A lot more food has to take place, a lot more runners, a lot more workers. So it's a lot more things that they're in charge of. If you're going to have, I think, anything over 50, maybe not. I would say maybe like 100 people. Someone needs to be like in check of everything. It's just a lot. And then you also don't want to put that responsibility on someone. It's funny because Fanny's one of my best friends, right? And I kind of asked her, like, hey, like, we want to give you more work because she's really like starting to grow this like wedding planning or like event planning business. And it's like, man, well, does she want to be a guest or does she want to, like, would she be open to working? And I kind of wanted her to feel comfortable with whatever decision she made.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess she said, like, hey, if I wasn't working, I probably still would have been working just because this is what I do. Like, I probably would have been, like, here as a guest, but I would have been looking around. Just the nature in me would have wanted to work anyway. So I'm kind of happy of how this worked out. So I think it worked out, Part of me feels like, well, maybe she probably would have just wanted to chill. But it is nice to know that I was able to, give one of my friends an opportunity to also, like, have such events. So think about it. Like, now, I thought it was a beautiful wedding. I could be biased, but anyone who sees that, they're going to be like, oh, shit, like, who did that? Who planned that? Yeah. Fanny was a part of that. So I helped her and her business, and she was still super active with everything. So I think it worked out. I would recommend her. I think that, she gave us also a sweetheart deal because she's one of our
Sure.
But still,
great.
like, she did a good job. Casey Chops, I highly recommend. That guy's a beast. And the little lights that we put on top of that canopy, like that was over all the dinner tables.
Yeah.
The string lights.
Oh, yeah.
That was me and her dad.
Oh, you told her.
So I recommend if you want some string lights at your wedding or your event, give your boy a holler.
Yeah, that's right. It came out amazing. We're gonna put some pictures up, but I'm excited for you. But even though it's been amazing, it was remarkable. I'm also kind of excited that it's, I don't want to say that it's done, but also that you guys could like relieve that pressure.
Sure.
because and I'm sure Christina was going nuts, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you guys to like chill a little bit. You guys gonna go on your honeymoon next and decompress and then start the new year off.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of what is fascinating about life, because everything that you do, I think, kind of trains you for just what life brings you. And I started thinking, because it's like, oh, you're about to get married, like things are going to change, or it's like, you know, the next chapter in your life.
Yeah.
And I can see why some guys will be like, oh, like they're afraid to get married, they're afraid to take the next step. But it's like every important decision in your life, you're going to feel a little intimidated. You're going to feel a little scared. You're going to be kind of,
as you should.
okay, this is change, you know?
This
and
is
I think
what I'm used to, yeah.
right. So I think like thinking of marriage, and it's not like I doubted, like I love Christina and I visioned to be with her forever. You know, I didn't need to get married to have that happen, but I get it. I get why it happens. But yeah, like you kind of think about it like, oh shit, like we're getting married, like, oh shit, we're gonna move into a house, and now we're gonna start talking about having kids.
Yeah, it's a big step.
Like, what the hell's going on? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. A few years ago, it was just in a different position, and now
100%.
we're talking about this. So you think about it, but then it's also like, wow, how fortunate and blessed am I to have the opportunity to have someone. I have the opportunity to be in a home with the love of my life, an opportunity to have children with this person, and to build a family. It's extremely intimidating, because you probably like, how am I going to do this? I don't know if you kind of feel certain points.
100%,
like when you're a kid,
of
you're
course.
like, I mean, you have things in play, but you're like how do I, like, how is this going to happen?
Yeah. 100%.
So, I don't know.
It's a blessing, you know. We're so caught up with like work and this and that, trying to make it, trying to be successful and all this and the podcast and whatever we do. Yeah, we kind of like, sometimes you need to take a step back and see what you have right in front of you. And so for me, it's more evident than ever, because I have a son now, you know, like it changes everything. And like just waking up in the morning, like, and you have your child there, you're there with your wife, you're going to be, you know, in that chapter at some point soon. And then also waking up in your home, married, like having all these people around you that love you so much that they traveled and showed up and celebrated you. You're like, man, like I really have it made in this life, right? Despite,
rich, like the definition of rich.
Yeah, you know? I am rich, you know, like in that aspect of it, and so, which is so much more important in my opinion. But it's great to feel that and also appreciate that, you know. So it's a blessing.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. And I think it's funny, because even when you were younger, I would watch a video of people being like, oh, like if you're nervous, like you just rephrase that to excitement, you know, because it's change, it's something new. Like if you're nervous, it's for a reason. It's probably because you care, right? If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel nervous. So it's like an important thing in your life. And I think just any next chapter that you face in your life, which is kind of me, like now we're going on a honeymoon, great. And I feel like once we're there, like I said, it's gonna like cement, like, oh shit, like we're married. Like now next chapter in our lives, we're gonna come back to you know, to our regular life, and we're going to start working, we're going to be in a home, we're going to start thinking about children, close to our family, and just everything, you know, changes.
Yeah.
And it's
everything
like
changes.
Yeah, then you get uncomfortable, right? But I think that's the point of life. It's to get uncomfortable, and I think that's what, you know, drives growth in any aspect.
100%.
And you know, I think I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be open and
for sure,
ready
to
take that on.
It's funny because I thought about it too, and I, when I was thinking about like writing, you know, a speech for your wedding and stuff like that, I was like, damn, like it's kind of crazy how when we first started the podcast, and when I remember you first met Christina, and then, you know, you guys started dating, and that I did not first met her because you've known her before, obviously.
Sure.
But when you like dated her again, and when I was also like in your life and stuff like that, so, and then I remember that she was always really an advocate for marriage, and you were kind of like, well, what's the point, you know? And when I think about our earlier episodes, and at some point I think we should rewatch some of them and kind of share feedback on it, where we are now. And I remember, you know, you were somewhat opposed to it, you know, or at least very skeptical in a healthy way. And you were like, you know, like, for what? You know, we have a good thing going.
I think it's healthy to question things.
Right,
you know?
right. But I mean, also this was like 5 years ago, right? So you're thinking, you know, you were like in your late 20s, right? So it was different then, and then for now to come to this point in life where you're like, you know, like you've kind of like you guys are on the same page, and it's like, well, you guys did get married and stuff like that, and seeing you here now versus when we first started the podcast and when you guys, you know, seriously started dating, it's quite a change, right? You know, and I think in a sense, for better or for worse, that's kind of what life is all about, you know, like how blessed are you to be able to change your position on something, and, you know, like where you maybe felt one way about something at one point in life, now you can look back and like, you know what, I don't really feel the same way about it anymore, and that's okay. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to open up your horizon or maybe, change your perspective a little bit.
Yeah, I think change is important, and I
So,
think
yeah.
in a sense you want to, if you have someone in that picture with you, you have to make sure that you guys are changing together. And I think that's kind of what we did. I don't know, 'cause a part of me probably thinks, man, did I get bamboozled, Because, like, I love Christina so much, I'll do anything for her. And I'm like, I guess I'll marry you.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, like, I it's funny because I remember when I showed my mother the engagement ring.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, think about it. Like, this is your life, right? And I remember telling her, like, I can't see my life without her, And I mean, I've known her for so long, and the relationship that we have, like, we have the same humor, the way that we are with each other. We understand each other. We're supportive of each other. Like, what a blessing to have this opportunity,
Yeah.
And to say that this is my partner and this is who I want to go through life with. And it's difficult to find that. And especially if you're in Miami, like, it's almost impossible to find that because everyone's down here for the wrong reason, especially if you're like in the major city. But, it truly is like an opportunity, and I feel very fortunate that this was able to happen to me, that I was able to find someone that feels this way about me and I feel about them.
Yeah.
And it's just exciting. I can't believe that this can happen. We started talking about dating and in the past, and sure, my mindset has changed. And I think it just comes down to when you meet the right person, you start changing your perspective. When I was single, I'm like, yeah, OnlyFans, whatever. But now I'm like, dude, if my girl has a shirt and it's a little bit too low cut, I'm like, yo, we're going to your family party, dude. Like, I see your tits. Put them away, bro. Like, your family's here. So it's like one of those things that it's like, it's just, again, it's just it's a blessing.
It is a blessing, and it's a shift in like maturity and also like where you are. Like when we first started talking about a lot of these topics to where we are now. Some people might say, "Oh, well, you said this, blah blah blah." Like, well, how come it happened? I'm like, dude, it's 4 years ago. I would like to believe that some of my positions have changed, right?
Yeah.
And others have solidified, but others, in many ways, I don't feel the exact same way. And like, what would that mean for me if I was the same person that I was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? Like, I would be doing a disservice to me and who I'm trying to be, because you're always trying to become better and be and learn and evolve.
I think everyone gets to a certain point because I mean, I'm 33. When I was like 25 or younger, that's when I was like going through phases of like I was going out, I was doing a bunch of stupid shit, I was doing drugs and whatever, meeting with the wrong people, whatever. And it's like, I felt so firmly about my positions then, thinking that this was going to be the rest of my life. But it's true. Like, in life, you go through changes. Yeah. And, like, I just look back at who we used to be at that age. Yeah. Like, I remember you were an animal. And me, I was a beast. Like, we were
a mess.
A mess. And, it's funny, seeing where we are today. And it's just funny, like, the impact that the right person can have on you. Sure. Meeting that right person. And
yeah, sure.
I feel extremely blessed because I don't feel like I would be the man I am today if it wasn't for everyone around me, you included.
I believe so. Yeah,
the strength and the support of having a partner like Christina. That's where I feel like it really has made me a better human being.
I like that. I mean, I'm glad that we got to be able to sit down, and it's been so busy. People are gonna be like, people always ask me like, "Oh, like when's the next episode coming out? Like, what's happening?" Tough, and it's been tough, and I
planning a wedding, raising a baby, going on my honeymoon now.
Yeah, and we're all doing
fuck y'all,
and we're all doing this like in my tiny ass living room. So it's been a little adjustment.
I know what it is. This guy's dying to have the cameras moved over to the
yes
new studio.
So if you guys have caught on to it, Chris and Christina, they bought a house. They're gonna move. I guess in like the next 2 months, right?
This guy's so excited. Look at the smile on his face. Ear to ear.
And so very soon you guys are gonna see us a lot more often again, which I'm excited for. But also in a better lighting.
We'll see.
But
so we maybe transition. We just have to figure out the layout of where we'd want to put it.
It'll happen. Don't worry about it.
You'll be all right.
We'll make it work. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for next year and the last this entire year. Really, it's been like a roller coaster for us. Like becoming a dad, like parenthood, and then you were like getting married. So I definitely want us to be more like more present with the podcast and do more content. And,
Yeah.
And
I think once I'm close by
yes.
too, it's gonna be way easier.
Because now it's like we try to coordinate. Like, hey,
You asked me about coming during the
like
week, and it's
the
like, bro, I
city
gotta
and
bust
stuff
a
like
mission
that.
right
Yeah.
now.
So, but we'll be present, more present.
We'll be more present. I did want to close it off with something.
Tell me.
Oh yeah, listen. I also want to talk about anyone who's about to get married, or you're thinking about getting married, or any like vendors that I use. Like I want to kind of post a couple of my pictures. Maybe we could post a little bit on Instagram and stuff like that.
Sure.
Because man, I'm really proud of how my wedding came out. Being in Miami, it was a backyard wedding, so we tried again to look for ways to cut costs. But
Yeah.
anyone who needs advice, questions about marriage, or maybe how we got to that point. I also want to shout out Dr. Hasty with the course that we did. He was our officiant, which we're trying to iron out some details with the signature of the paper. But he was also like, he had beautiful words, and he was kind of another vessel of us. While you were, with Claudia, and you guys did the course with him. I did one with Christina. Really makes you focus on the important things, and I think that's also strengthened our relationship to how we got here today and why we're looking for the next chapter. But anyone who's about to get married, again, feel free if you have any questions, if you guys are looking for any advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we're at that position now where it's not so much about, hey, you're dating now. It's like, hey, like we're getting married, having children, looking forward to having children. We're trying to develop in life and figure this out as we go, and perhaps we can lean on each other, and maybe you guys have something that you can offer us as well. 100%.
I like that. But I feel like, not every. Have you ever noticed that when it's like you get married and then you go on social media, you see everybody else getting married. It's like you see something. It's like you see a specific car, and then all of a sudden that's all you see is that particular car or that particular car.
Well, I mean, it's also the algorithm probably throwing shit at you. It's funny. I think like now you can see what the algorithm is feeding you now. At least on Instagram the other day, it was like, oh, you can click on the top right and it says like, oh, this is what we've been showing you because it's shown interest. If you go on Instagram, there was like this like arrow thing, I think on the top right of a reel or something, or maybe on the homepage, I forgot what it was. But it tells you like, oh, this is what we're starting to show you now. And one of them was like weddings and marriages. So it's almost like everything. Because again, you want to see like, oh, this looks pretty. This looks cool. This is a good idea. Maybe we can implement this. So we were into it a lot. And then all of a sudden, everyone around me now, it's like propose over here, getting married over here, pregnancy announcement.
Yeah. But we also at that age, people that we follow are like in our 30s and stuff like that and beyond, late 20s, whatever. So it's like, it's going to happen.
Well, I think with more reason of why we need to have these conversations, right? And why we have this podcast, because it's like everyone is kind of going through this at their own level. And I think around us, like our friends and the people that we kind of know are kind of falling into this as well, and also other people. But it's like we're all just trying to do our best on this planet, in our own different ways. But at the end of the day, I feel like we all, like what I'm realizing is empathy with everyone. Mm-hmm. And it's like we're probably all going through something, and it's probably all similar. We probably have similar thoughts in our own ways and our own impacts, our own struggles. Yeah. But somehow, we can all relate and kind of work together in order for us to, like, I think, build that community to help each other.
For sure.
Somehow, some way, maybe he's going through something that he can help me with. So I think it's vice versa. I think that's what it's all about.
I like that. Good. Very, very good stuff.
So with that being said,
thank you guys for tuning in. Anything that you guys want us to talk about, any comments, any feedback, we're all ears. Shoot us a message, send us a voice note, whatever you guys want from us. Try to oblige. Yeah. That being said, thank you guys for the support.
So
Merry Christmas.
So happy holidays.
Peace. Ciao, guys.